Hey guys, it's Janie. Welcome back to the Bookworms Buddy. Today is my March wrap-up. I had 11 books that I chose. One of them, Sandman Slim, I just could not finish the book. I read to like page 100 and it was just, I don't know, I just could not get into the book. This guy gets out of hell and he comes to take revenge on the people that put him there. But it seemed like it focused more on the things that was going on in hell. And I just kind of lost my appetite to read the book. So, anyway, I did not finish Sandman Slim. So, let's get started from the beginning. First book I read was Allegiant by Veronica Roth. Loved this book. A lot of people didn't like the ending, didn't like this or that, and I was glad to finally get to it, and this was actually my favorite book out of all of them. I'm not going to get into the trilogy because you guys all know what the Divergent trilogy is about by now. And my favorite of the three, and I rated this 5 out of 5 stars. The next book I read was The Here and Now by Anne Bouchard. This is a NetGalley book. It was okay. I rated it 3 out of 5 stars. It's a time travel kind of story where this group of people come back from their time to try to fix things up so that they could have a better life for those who follow them into this, their present day. They've got epidemics like mosquitoes can kill, and, yeah, so it was okay. It wasn't, I don't know, I didn't think it was great, and I think that the idea of the book was okay, but I think it lacked some depth, I think, and I didn't really connect with any of the characters. So yeah, about a 3 out of 5 stars. It was enough to keep me reading it. The next one we read, Fizik, which is Angie Sage's Septimus Heap series book. This is book number 3. This is kind of a Harry Potter-ish series. I love the characters. I love the adventures. Lots of adventures. The whole series is Septimus Heap is the 7th son of a 7th son. And he discovers he's got a ton of magical powers. And, yeah. And he's pretty much wanted by others because of who he is. So, this one, the adventure continues. One of my favorite characters is probably Jenna and Wolf Boy. I like Wolf Boy. Or Wolf. Anyway, I'm not going to talk much about this one since it is like the 3rd book. But I really did enjoy it. I really love the characters. Like I said, it's along the lines of Harry Potter. It's just a little bit downgraded from that. And it's really a very enjoyable series. We are reading this series for our bookathon in our group, Bookworm Buddies. So if you want to come check that out, I will link below in the description bar. 5 out of 5. Okay, the next one is World After by Susan E. My favorite series of the year, for sure. You've got to read this, you guys. This series is post-apocalyptic. Angels are taking revenge on the world, and they're using some humans as kind of like slaves, killing others. We got Penryn, who is our superhero. She's taking care of her sister, and her mom is a little whacked. She's a little out there. So yeah, you guys, I'm not gonna get too much into it. This is something that you need to read and just enjoy it yourself without spoilers. I try not to give spoilers, but this is a fantastic read. There's a lot of hype about this series, and I'm another one of those hypers. You got to read this. I loved it. 5 out of 5 stars for both this one and Angel Fall. The next one was Prior Bad Acts by Tammy Hogue. This is another great couple of detectives, Kovac and Lishka. I love Sam Kovac. He's quickly becoming one of my favorite detectives. In this one, this is book 3 out of this Kovac and Lishka series. These people are brutally murdered, and Carl Dahl is everybody thinks he is the murderer. They're pretty sure of it, except for Judge Carrie Moore, who cannot push this to trial because of just based on prior bad acts. So she leaves it up to the jury to decide if it's going to trial or not. This, in turn, puts her in harm's way because she didn't put this guy away right from the start. And she gets herself into some trouble. Kovac and Leisha come in to figure things out and protect the judge. And it's really very good, very engaging. I love Tammy Hogue. This is the very first series I've ever read by her, and I'm glad I finally decided to start them. The last book is The Ninth Girl, which I don't have yet. Hopefully I'll get it. Maybe I need it by this month because I gotta read The Ninth Girl. But I haven't been able to find it, so I'm gonna have to order it. That's okay. I'll get it. I'll get it. So anyway, if you like mystery and suspense and crime, this is excellent. Tammy Hogue's an excellent writer. The next one, 4 out of 5 stars. Sorry, I keep forgetting to put the ratings on there. The Bone Collector by Jeffrey Deaver. I'm pretty sure everybody's heard of the movie The Bone Collector with Denzel Washington and Angelina Jolie. I actually really loved that movie. The book is so much more detailed. I loved it. This is a forensic side of investigating. If you've been watching, also I've been reading the Catherine Dance series, also by Jeffrey Deaver, which is more of the work outside of forensics, the detective work. I didn't know if I was going to like the forensic side as much, but I really did. Lincoln Rhyme is a quadriplegic forensic specialist. And some of the people on this case of the Bone Collector were stumped, and they came to Lincoln Rhyme, who was no longer in police work. And he put his mind to work to solve the mystery of the Bone Collector. The whole gist of the book was this Bone Collector would set his victims up. He wouldn't just outright kill them. He would give the detectives time to figure out what was going on, and they had to get there before the person died. At each crime scene, he would leave 3 clues to the next crime scene that he would start or cause. And Lincoln Rhyme and his sidekick Amelia Sachs had to figure out each crime scene. Amelia Sachs was not in forensics at all, but Lincoln Rhyme saw something in her, and she started to work with him, and it's an excellent book. So again, if you like the forensic side of mysteries, you would probably really like this series. Also is in our bookathon in the group. So our next book is The Coffin Dancer. This one was 5 out of 5 stars. The next one I read was Through the Evernight. I don't have the physical book. There was a lot of hype on this series, Under the Never Sky and Through the Evernight and Into the Still Blue are the 3 books. It just wasn't all that engaging to me. I rated it 3 out of 5 stars. I just didn't feel like it connected well with the characters. It was just okay for me. I mean, I liked it. It was enough to read it, but not enough for me to get the 3rd book. So to continue that, I already had the first 2 books, read them. Yeah, so 3 out of 5 stars for Through the Evernight. The next one I read was Triptych by Karen Slaughter. This is a really great book. This is the Will Trent, book number 1 of the Will Trent series. Again, a first-time read for me with this author. There's many characters in here. There's Michael Wormwood. He's the kind of cop who thinks he's top dog, and everybody should recognize that. He's the best one. He's best at his job. Do what I say kind of thing. We got Angie Pulaski, who comes in a little bit later in the book, who is a vice cop. And she works the beat with the prostitutes. And she has to be one of them. So her life's already at risk because she's out there with them. And then you got Will Trent, who is GBI, which is the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. It's like the FBI. And I really like Will Trent's character. And hopefully, as it goes on, we'll see more of Will Trent. We didn't see a whole lot of him, but I like the way the author wrote this book. She goes from one point, like I did a review on this, and I'll put that in the description below. But you start with a newspaper clipping of this 15-year-old girl who was murdered. And you find out later that this boy is also 15 years old, and he's arrested for the murder of this girl. We get to go in, he serves 22 years in the prison, and you get to even go live his life as well. So you start feeling sorry for this guy because of what he's going through. And he actually didn't remember anything about the murder. Because drugs were involved and such. And, yeah, just get it. Just read it. Karen Slaughter is a really good writer. I'm glad I picked it up. Really enjoyed it. 5 out of 5 stars. And then, this one is The King of Plagues by Jonathan Mayberry. And, love it. Joe Ledger series, book number 3. Y'all know how I feel about Joe Ledger. He's my hero. Again, they're continuing their fight against terrorism. And this one is they're fighting the 10 Plagues of Egypt. So it's got a really nice spin to it, a really nice premise to the story. I really enjoyed this one a lot. You got some characters coming back into this book that were in the first 2, and some of the bad guys, I mean. And, of course, Joe Ledger. And I absolutely love this series. I love anything Joe Ledger writes. Yeah. I like anything Jonathan Mayberry writes so far. I've not been disappointed. So, this one is not zombies. This series is pretty much terrorism. And I absolutely love the series so far. And that one I rated 5 out of 5 stars, I believe. Yes, 5 out of 5 stars. The last book that I read for the month was The Burning by Jane Casey. This book was just okay for me. This was a NetGalley pick. And it was a mystery. It was a serial killer mystery, which is the reason why I chose to read it. And I just feel like the author got away from the serial killer side of the story, and it turned into something different. I didn't really connect well with the characters. I didn't really care for them. I rated it a 2.5. It was just okay. I just really was not engaged. I just really didn't feel connected at all to the story. There was enough for me to finish it, because there were some cool points to the story. There were some great quotes in the story. But, yeah. I think her writing's okay. I just think she got away from the point of the book. I would probably read something else by her and just hope that it's a little bit better than this one was. But, yeah, 2.5, The Burning by Jane Casey. And that, my friends, were the books that I read for March. Overall, it was a good month, and I was happy with it. Like I said, I didn't finish Sandman Slim. And this book, actually, The Burning, I replaced my Kindle pick, which was Abandon. And I kind of wish I hadn't have done it now. Abandon probably would have been better. But I wanted to get this one reviewed. So, yeah. That's it, guys. Thanks for staying tuned. And I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.